Hello and welcome back to my workshop. I am doing a series of reviews of kit that I've owned for several months. The idea being that it's all very well to do an unboxing video, but what's the kit's what's it like to live with? Is it any good in the long term? You know, would I buy it again, basically? So I'm not sponsored. None of this is sponsored. I bought everything with my own money, and I don't get any encouragement to make these videos about particular pieces of kit. It's just what I've bought and whether I think they're any good or not. So what I'm reviewing today is, I suppose you say that, Erbauer, an Erbauer random orbit sander, ERO400. I've had this for 9 months and I bought it from B&Q, paid £62 for it. When I looked on the website yesterday, it's currently £55, so that's unusual. That's the first bit of kit I've reviewed that's actually gone down in price since I bought it, since 9 months ago. So I bought it really primarily to speed up my hand sanding, because I don't think anybody really likes hand sanding, not that I've met anybody anyway. It's a cracking piece of kit, absolutely cracking piece of kit. I have had absolutely no issues with it, and to be quite honest, it's exactly the same one I would buy if I had my time again, and I would buy it very high up my list of items if I was kitting out a new workshop. I love how it's very maneuverable. I saw when I was buying it, I saw some that I mostly use this one-handed. I saw a lot that had an extra grip on the top, so you'd use it two-handed. But what a lot of people were saying, and what I've found myself, is you don't actually want to be putting a huge amount of pressure down when you're sanding. You really want the sander to do the work for you. And you really don't. I really don't understand the ones that have the double handle. I think you're going to be encouraged to put too much pressure through the sander. It's a very good piece of kit. You've got your speed control, and I surprise myself that I do actually use that quite a lot. If I'm doing something delicate, it goes up to 5 and then max. I'll quite often run it on a 3 if I'm doing something a bit delicate, and a lot of the time I will actually run it on max if I've got something fairly sturdy. Those are really the only two settings I use, so it's either sort of half or full. The pads have got holes in them for dust collection, which is actually very good. And I do actually keep my dust, which I'll do another video on, but basically I make my own sort of wood filler effectively for filling in. I do a lot of stuff with pallet wood, which obviously has a lot of nail holes, and you can just open up the back here, and you see I haven't emptied it for quite a while. It's absolutely full, so I will actually keep that sawdust, and closed it again. I will actually keep that sawdust, and I will use that to mix with wood glue to make my own wood filler. I'll do that later. That's not what what this video is about. So dust collection is excellent. I started out by buying, well, this is actually a full 40 grit pack, but I started with a multi-grit pack from B&Q, quite expensive. Even these ones where you get 5 of a particular grit, I still found them quite expensive. So I bought a multi-pack from eBay or Amazon, I think it's Amazon, and I've got everything from, I've wrote it down, I've got 40 grit, 60 grit, 80, 100, 120, 150, 180, 240, 320 and 400 grit. I don't know who uses 400 grit. I'm really primarily using it for 40 grit. I use it for taking very rough pallet wood and make, 40 grit, which I think of as being quite coarse. Actually, when you compare it to how it comes off the pallet, 40 is pretty good. I have never used 60. I'll tend to go 40, 80, and then if I'm doing a very refined piece, which a lot of the stuff I'm doing is outdoor garden planters, I'll stop at 80. I might even stop at 40, to be honest, for an outdoor planter. If I'm doing a clock or something like that, I'll go to 120. I don't think I've ever gone beyond 120. So a lot of these are wasted because I'll never use them, but they were so cheap, and you have to accept that you get what you pay for. So they are cheap, but I actually they're quite sturdy, and I tend to catch the edges on whatever I'm sanding, and I think it would tear even if it's an expensive one. But if I tore an expensive one, it would hurt me a lot more, hurt my pocket. So I tend to go for the cheaper stuff. Maybe a false economy, I'm not sure. But certainly the actual machine itself is a cracking piece of kit, it's I should probably wear dust protection more than I do. Just put it down to 3, and that's it really. It's a sander. What more can I say? The random side of it means that you don't you don't in theory leave swirl patterns and all that sort of thing. So it's very good. I like it a lot, and it would be one of the first pieces of kit that I would buy in a new workshop. So I hope that's useful. If you've got any questions about it, leave me a question down in the comments section, and if you've got time, I'd appreciate it if you could like the video, and also if you've got time, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel just to get my numbers up a bit. Just makes it a bit more worth my while doing these videos. And in the meantime, thank you for watching and stay safe.